Hey, what's up YouTube? I have a duel here for you. I'm going to do live commentary over this one since the plain music got a little bit effortless. And I thought I would do something a little different. So we have Nekroz, piloted by Liam on the left, and Shaddoll Clowns by Jordan on the right. Opening up with a fairly standard construct play. The clown being used as a light, generating a lot of good advantage. Construct and Skumara sending Hedgehog and Beast. I'm gonna get a draw, I think. I think he already drew at this point. Overlaying for that rank 4 with the searched out Skumara, I believe. Into Ferrolimps. Ferrolimps has become a bit of a staple in new Shaddoll Clown builds because the deck makes rank 4s fairly easily. And if you can make a rank 4, then you can play Ferrolimps, which lets you search out Gigabyte. And Gigabyte just so happens to be a water monster. Water monster means that you have kind of a searchable access to a Nautilus. And Liam's going to start up with a Rhoda for a Shrit. And things go kind of downhill from here. No, it's not really the Nautilus that is going to be causing a problem, because Liam's piloting a very, very interesting build of Nekroz that is actually has a very good matchup and easy way of dealing with Lilith. So he tries to activate the Kaleido, but he gets hit by Vanity's Emptiness, and well, truth be told, that's essentially going to be the reason why this duel is over. Game 1, you don't play MST, and if you don't have MST, then, well, you don't have much of a chance of pretty much ever outing Emptiness. But the theory goes that if you're playing MST, then you're going to make your mirror matches worse. And since you're playing the best deck, chances are you're going to be having a lot of mirror matches. You just sort of have to take the loss to the floodgates, because games 2 and 3, you should be able to beat your opponent with better cards than their floodgates. And losing to a one-of like Emptiness, that doesn't seem worth playing bad cards that risk your overall mirror match chances in the first place. Thinking about this just now, now while Liam's deck is very strong against Rogue in general, because he's playing Brilliant Fusions and Instant Fusions and Clowns, so it's a pretty full deck that deals with rogue problems quite easily. However, the only rogue card that the deck can't particularly deal with efficiently is Vanity's Emptiness. But like I said, for the reasons stated above, you just kind of have to take that loss to Emptiness, because you can still deal with other floodgates like Nautilus, like Thunder King, like pretty much any generic floodgate. Even loser turns and stuff, you can find ways to play around them. Emptiness, on the other hand, is essentially shut down, and it looks like this is what's going to happen in this duel. Arguments for and against Vanity's Emptiness being limited, arguments for and against Vanity's Emptiness being banned completely. For me personally, I would very much like to see Emptiness banned. As you can see from this match, well, this game rather, it promotes fairly unfair and game states that are simplified, which in a fair situation should not need to be simplified so much. And we're just going to scoop up because, well, Liam comes to terms with the fact that he doesn't have an answer to Vanity's Emptiness game 1. So game 2, Jordan's starting up with a standard play yet again, with the Construct and the Trick Clown coming out as the light. Trick Clown being a very, very good addition to the Shaddoll arsenal, giving the deck a lot of powerful boosts. It's got great offensive power now, and like I said, it can make a Nautilus fairly easily, just because of the searchable Gigabyte from the rank 4 plays of Ferrolimps. Now Jordan's thinking here. I'm not sure why. I think they're discussing the chain links here, or trying to... Well, I'm not sure. He seems very distressed by this, and I can't seem to tell why. But we'll go with the fact that he's probably upset he has an open Raigeki, as Jordan usually does. Ooh, burn. So he opts to send the core to get back Shaddoll Fusion. Ah, okay, I see what he's doing now. He was trying to set himself up for Anoya Telis. And Feral Imps being made. Feral Imps again, being a bit of a staple these days, just because of how easily that can make rank 4s now. And that's a lot of back row being set. Safe to assume a lot of it will be bluffs. The one card in the hand I would assume is, it is the Jacobite. Finding a way to play around the Trishula, but at the same time, probably going to have an Shaddoll Fusion chained, as we see here, into Anoya Lilith, so it's irrelevant regardless. And that Kaleido is just going to fizzle off into the void. Brainak for Valk. At this point, Liam has no option other than to try set up for a rank 4 play here. Hoping to draw into one of his brilliant fusions or instant fusions and generate some advantage that way, dig into the deck and find ways to create a rank 4 and out this field. So the Summon Manju got the Bryo, I think, for the Valk, but Valk's in hand regardless. So we're kicking off Jordan's turn here, trying to probably, I'm assuming he's going to try find a way to deal with Valkyris in a way that he doesn't leave Liam up with a rank 4, because, well, he knows that next turn Liam is essentially out of options unless he can make a rank 4 stick, or make a level 4 stick with Valk, and then next turn use a rank 4. So Jordan knows this, so because of Valkyris, he's forced to use his mind control on the Manju, making sure that Liam can't make a rank 4 next turn. And he overlays into Dweller. It's a pretty good choice. I don't think there was anything more viable at that point. You could say something like Emerald or whatever, but Emerald is not played in Shaddolls really because the extra deck space is too tight. So Dweller is a good choice. We have a Senju summon and the set. I think Unico was searched out for Valk. And Liam's going to pass over to Jordan. Just thinking here about his options. Again, he's in the same situation as last turn. He needs to be able to get rid of a level 4 monster from the field so that he can fairly easily make a push and dodge the Valk, not allowing Liam to sit with a rank 4. So Mathematician sends the Hedgehog, searching out Skumara, and Jordan lining up a big field of monsters here. He's going to attempt to go for game in some shape or form. And I think he's just deciding on which monsters to attack in which order, and at which point would be best to use Shaddoll Fusion. And I think I see Liam here just calculating the damage, although I think this is Liam's mind games since it's irrelevant. But this is a very good play we see here. Before the battle phase, Liam is going to force out the Shaddoll Fusion. Oh, it's not before the battle phase. On the attack of, I would assume, something like Mathematician, Liam is blind MSTing. I'm not sure if he knows that's the exact Shaddoll Fusion, but I'm sure kept an eye on it in some shape or form. So on attack declaration, he's forcing out the El Shaddoll fusion before using Valk. What this means is that Jordan has no way of dodging Valk because he's forced to use his MST'd El Shaddoll fusion, and that means that Liam can safely Valk on the attack. And well, if he can safely Valk the attack, it means he can set himself up for a rank 4 next turn. So the El Shaddoll fusion forces Jordan into an El Shaddoll Shekinaga, or rather he's using the Shaddoll core and using the chain links correctly into a Shekinaga, which is going to discard the Skomata, I think. Core is going to get back El Shaddoll fusion. Skomata will send the beast, get a random draw. Interesting to note that Shekinaga is once per turn, meaning that for a long time I actually thought it was more than once per turn, because I think it would be quite fair as more than once per turn, just because of the fact that you're paying a bit of a cost for it, and it's hard to set up your hand when you're using those materials as fusion materials rather than as negation fodders. But anyway, that's irrelevant. So Liam's turn comes to be. He draws another Jew, and yeah, as we can see, he's set up very easily for a rank 4 play. Now he needs to find a way to bait out the Shekinaga and then, well, clear the field. So that man just going to get another Bryanak, and going to fan out his extra deck here and probably go for the Castell on the Shekinaga, and this is just as a way to force out the Shekinaga's effect so that Liam can use another card in his hand. I think he takes long to make this play, just as a way of making sure that the number of cards in hand of each player is always going to be in Jordan's favor. So Castell forcing out Shekinaga, discarding the El Shaddoll fusion, and that destroys the Castell, and now Liam activates instant fusion. And if you can guess what's coming next, well, good on you, because here we make a big Exiton play for 5 monsters. Yeah, and one of the materials I believe was Trick Clown, which brings back the Hat Tricker. I don't know what Hat Tricker's effect is apart from the special summon effect. I don't know. I've never bothered to read it. But the fusions add back El Shaddoll fusion and Shaddoll core. So Jordan, I think, is down to 3 or 4 cards on the draw, and Liam is sitting with an Exiton. And he's debating on whether or not to make a play in main phase 2. And he's going to decide that he will make a play in main phase 2 and summon out the Unicorn. He searches out Decisive Armor as well, because probably feels that if he does, well, he does have the El Shaddoll fusion, so it can play around the Valkyris, and when he goes to attack with, if he does have regular fusion, then he can fuse from deck, attack, El Shaddoll the Valk, whereas this way, if he has Decisive Armor, it means that because Unicorn is negating construct, it's always going to be big enough to get over any monster that Jordan can make because of Decisive Armor and because of Unicorn negating effects such as construct, which means that it won't be popped. Jordan drawing for turn. I think he hits a Shaddoll monster off the draw, I'm not sure. But he's setting his, well, what I would assume to be his El Shaddoll fusion and Shaddoll core. Liam top decks into the Rhoda. Probably go for some kind of Shrit play here. Shrit with cycle, something like that perhaps. Activating Exomare here. Banishing a 6 and a 3 for Trishula, and I think that Trishula has been sitting in his hand all game for since turn 1. Liam didn't actually open very well at all this game, but he's played out of it very well. Trishula there, going to probably hit a fusion spell or a fusion monster out of the graveyard. And one in hand, one on the field, because Trishula's fair that way. Cards being selected there on resolution. So El Shaddoll from the grave, core from the field, and I believe a fusion monster from the hand. So attacking here, I believe that is 5,069, 6,900, something like that. I'm not sure. Jordan top decking immensely well here. Gets the puppet plant, and Liam throwing his cards to the side in anger and despair and doubt of his own ability to top a regional. So the puppet plant for the Unicorn attacks over the Exiton, main phase 2, make Castell away the Trish, and put Liam on 0 cards. He does have a graveyard full of mirrors, 3 to be exact, and with a top decked Preparation of Rites, I believe it is. Jordan on such low health means that, well, anything he does is pretty much going to be game. So game 3 starting up. This one got cut a little bit short. However, they are in time at this point, so there isn't much action to show after, because I believe this here in of itself is turn 1 or turn 0. Actually, I'm not sure how time works if it's called, well, side decking. I'm not sure if time was called side decking, because then it would be a draw technically, or maybe they wouldn't be allowed to side. I'm not sure, sorry, but I'm pretty sure they're in some shape or form of time at this current point. So turn 1, Liam just makes the Unicorn. I didn't see what he searched out. Sorry, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Valk or Decisive Armor. I think it is Decisive Armor. Decisive Armor proving very useful in the hand, just because that it's probably a safe bet to assume that they are going to have a way to out your Valkyris with the Shaddoll fusion, assuming they open well enough. However, it means that if they do find a way to get over your Valkyris, Decisive Armor on your hand is going to be a lot harder to get around, if at all. I don't think they can get around Decisive Armor. So Mind Control brought down in an attempt to take the Unicorn, but Trishula is in hand to negate that. When you're going into game 3 and you know your opponent has Mind Controls and Puppet Plant and you're going first, it's a very, very safe bet to assume that they're going to open it, and so you find some way to have Trishula on your hand. I'm not sure if that is what he searched off the Herald, because I think Jordan would have found some way to play around that if he knew that. Had it not been for that Trishula, Jordan probably would have won this, I think. But because of the Trishula, Jordan's hand was not that great, I believe. I think Mind Control was his only type of power play he could do. So Construct attacks, gets back the core. At least at this point, Decisive Armor has been forced out. And then Jordan's going to set 2 monsters. Sorry, to set 2 back row. Liam's hand as well, not being the greatest at this point, because I'm pretty sure he just summons a Juggler. Yeah, so this pretty much comes to the end of the duel. I think because of the turn it is in time, that there's no way for Jordan to come back. MST on the core just to do as much damage as possible in time. And yeah, that Shaddoll core is gone, and that's pretty much going to wrap up the duel. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time, hopefully, for another game. And yeah, thanks again.